Hello, podcast listener. Do you have opinions on vacuums? You might find out you have more than you think. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of JJ Meets World, not brought to you by a vacuum company, but this one definitely sucks. And by the way, if you'd like to help support our podcast, visit jjmeetsworld.com where you can donate to our Patreon, pick up some killer swag at our merch shop, or click the link to Apple Podcast and give us a 5-star review.
1, 2, 3, 4. J.J. Gordon, sort of like that Indiana Jones in that he's always sniffing out his next adventure. Yes, he is! He's always interviewing guests so he can have them on his show and they can talk about pop culture, arts, and leisure. J.J. has his flag unfurled and he likes his french fries curled and he's fun and then he twirls as he goes to meet the world. He will march into the rain even if his ankle sprained. Take a peek inside his brain. This podcast is called J.J. Meets World.
Tucker, I understand that you are in need of a vacuum.
So I have a vacuum, but I've now just kind of come to the realization that it's time for this vacuum to be put out of its misery.
Why come?
So this vacuum is older than I am. It's a Kirby.
Okay.
And it's the exact same model that our family grew up having all the time. So my mom, as far back as I can remember, our family had this vacuum cleaner, right? It's made of like steel, right?
I was gonna say, does it have a metal like headpiece on it?
Yep. It is very sturdy built,
Okay.
right? And like the bag size, technically they don't make anymore, right? Kind of a thing. And it'll last forever, right?
You could probably, if you had a long enough extension cord or a battery pack, you could ride this to places.
Right. This vacuum that I have right now isn't going to go anywhere. I'm going to hold on to it. I'm not going to throw it away. But it is sort of more of like an industrial vacuum cleaner, and it doesn't have any attachments or anything that goes with it that would really help different scenarios. Plus, there's no like HEPA filtering in it whatsoever. It's literally just sucking things into a bag.
Yeah.
And so it still creates a lot of dust. I think I would rather use this like in the garage as like almost like a shop vac of sorts, where it's like, this is for sawdust and other things like this out there.
Mm-hmm. Or like, I'm doing a play that's set in 1970.
Right. It's huge and it's heavy. And my mom has the one that we always grew up with. And this one, I guess we must have had at the lakes or something, and mom found it. So I've got basically the spare one of them. But it's huge, it's clunky, and it's
from an era where if something goes wrong, you actually brought that into a service store and they would actually fix it for you.
Yep, it's a definitely a good piece of hardware. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on, hey, if you want to really get good at cleaning your home, here's the things that you should be doing, right? And so I've never kept a clean home living by myself with pets. It's never happened.
I can attest.
Yeah, of course you can attest. Almost no one is ever there except for me. So
and you're comfortable.
I'm comfortable.
You're comfortable.
But these are bad habits I really want to get out of my system. Even if I never start a family someday, I at minimum want to go, I am going to at least live in cleanliness, and like take a little more care of myself. And so I'm blanking on the name of the channel. I'll pull it up here. But I've been following this guy's channel on YouTube. He does great work. And the thing I realized more than anything is like having the right vacuum cleaner is sort of, that'll get you 75% of the way there for almost any cleaning you're doing. And like ones with attachments that would be for furniture, attachments that would be for your bed mattress itself, attachments that would be for different XYZ.
Making sure you're getting to the edges.
No disposable bags in it, so it's just a
canister.
The canister that you dump out.
Got a built-in filter.
But I've also found that when I've used like newer vacuums in the past, they feel very cheaply made. They break very easy. I need something that's going to last me a long time, that can deal with like heavy duty pet hair, and one that I can just a new vacuum for a new me.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm not going to get rid of this beast that I've got, but it's going to go out to the garage and it's going to live its days out there.
So interesting you bring this up because a few years ago I did a deep dive into vacuums, and recently on my radio show we had somebody on from Consumer Reports, and they went through all of the top names in vacuums.
Perfect.
And they went through, and pet hair has become the big deciding factor for a lot of brands. Like, brands are charging you more because they're adding something that, like, the bristles are specially made for it. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, you are correct in that a good vacuum gets you so much farther, because if you can keep things like dust bunnies from accumulating, your refrigerator will run better. Right? You'll be able to.
That's right.
You'll be able to breathe easier.
The YouTube channel is called Clean That Up. I highly recommend this YouTube channel.
Clean That Up, and it's a verified user.
Yeah, and he's great, and tons of content. He's a professional cleaner. He's got tips, tricks, and hacks.
Not to digress too far here, but I have recently watched enough of these that now the algorithm on Instagram keeps showing me videos of dirty rugs and someone cleaning dirty rugs. It is
so good.
I watched one where they're like an extremely dirty rug, and as they clean the mud off of it, you found out like, oh, it's got the face of a dog on it. Eventually you find out like there's white parts of this thing, and it was a little corgi. It was like a rug that looked like a corgi's face.
So satisfying.
Oh, it's so satisfying.
What is old is made new.
So good.
And that's what I want to do with my little fucking hobbit hole, my little crusty bachelor pad.
Okay, so here are some suggestions.
That's full of animals, including me.
Yeah. Right off the bat, I don't know what your floor is like on a regular. Like, do you keep a lot of clutter on your floor?
I have been, but I need to stop doing that.
Okay, so I will tell you right off the bat, one of the things that has been the game changer in our house is we got a Roomba years ago. So and they make off-brand Roombas that are so much more cheap. Like, not cheaply made, but like they're much more budget friendly.
Sure.
And here's the beauty of that. Every day when you leave, you start it. And it gets your house to 85% of what you need. So you're not pulling the vacuum out on a regular basis. You're pulling it out maybe once a month to do finishing work that just your robot vacuum doesn't get to. Jill just bought one that senses when it's on carpet and senses when it's on tile, and it also has like a water reservoir, so it mops. And it keeps on top. Like, when we had 2 cats, it kept on top of it really easily and was really, really good because it just does the everyday stuff.
Sure.
It doesn't allow things to accumulate.
Sure.
The way other vacuums would. Now that, and in all honesty, they make them nowadays specifically for the Roomba, where if the paddle, like the little thing that does like, the scooping up paddle, like goes bad, I can order a new one off of Amazon with a fix-it kit for $5, and it in and out, no sweat. We've also never had problems with the battery life. We've got one now that has an automatic collector, so like when it docks itself, like it also sucks out the stuff into a bigger canister. It is really good.
I'm kind of thinking of putting one of those just in my bedroom.
Sure,
because that's really thin carpet squares. Because the only issue I see is that most of my house is like this. What is it like? It's like a ceramic.
Yeah, it's
stone,
like it's like a tile. It's like like tile.
And which is great for actually cleanup because it nothing stays on it. You can get anything off of it. Nothing stains it. But every small once in a while, if you're at work and a cat will have an accident in the middle of the floor somewhere, and I'm really worried about a Roomba coming and just smearing that accident all over the floor. So I'm not against the idea of a Roomba. I would absolutely love to automate this process as much as possible. But I am worried about coming home and just finding
I can tell you
brown
this.
everywhere.
I know that's happened before. I've had 4 pets, right? An incontinent cat, a regular cat, a poodle, and a dog. And even a dog who had major incontinence before the end of her life. I never ran into that problem once.
Okay.
But I do know that it has happened before. So good point, right? But if you can automate it, like you might want to give it. And also, like, a lot of times, I guess in my opinion, it's saved us so much from just having to like having to do like the deep work all the time.
Yeah.
So the other thing too is like you can tell the difference between when we had our Roomba and when we didn't in our furnace filter.
Okay.
Like you can see so much more in the furnace filter than you do now. So I got a Dyson vacuum years ago. I went to Best Buy because they're having a sale on their website, and their website is supposed, those sales are supposed to be available in the store. And so I had $100 in like Best Buy bucks, and this thing was on sale from like $400 down to $200. So I went there and I said, hey, I want to buy this vacuum. And they're like, okay, yeah, we have that model. Here you go. And I'm like, and they're like, we can ring you up here. And I said, okay. So they ring it up and it rings up as 400. And I'm like, actually, it's on sale. And I show them the website and they're like, well, you know, we have to actually verify this on our own. So they go to their own website and they're like, it's not ringing up. It's not ringing up. They're like, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have you place this as an order. And then we'll do this. And I'm like, I can't do that because I can't use my Best Buy bucks on your website. And so they got a manager over there. It was a big deal. And the manager was like, how many more of these do we have left? Because this is like Dysons never go on sale for this much. And they're like, well, this is the last one. I'm like, sorry, guy. Too bad. So I got this Dyson. I love it. Jill hates it. Jill hates the heaviness of it. Like it's built more robustly.
Sure.
And my mom was similar to you, where she found a vacuum she liked and we kept it forever. Like to the point of where like I remember the cords fraying and causing sparking, and she got an electrician to just redo the cord because she loved it. And she got that. And she got 3 of those vacuums, one for our lake, one for Fargo, and I think one for my dad's office. And she got those from Amway. And it was right when they started making the canister. And the canister was so great, right? Because you could do so much with it.
Yeah.
So I've always been a canister guy. And I love my Dyson. It has never clogged on me. The suction is there all the time. I mean, this guy clearly knows what he's doing. It is built in a weird way where it seems like cumbersome, where I have to take this wand out like to get the hose and do all those. But it's really good. And like they make it so that I can just put it in my dishwasher and it'll wash the filter.
I wish
and
I had
like
a
everything like
dishwasher.
that. Yeah.
I
Well,
don't have one of those.
you'd be able to like just put it in your sink and rinse it through. And
Sure.
like
Okay.
you get a filter like that.
Makes sense.
So I love that Dyson. It is great. Jill, like I said, though, hates it. Like she just doesn't like the way it's set up. She doesn't like the heftiness of it. So I end up doing the bulk of the vacuuming in our house, which is maybe once a month I actually have to pull it out. Or after the Christmas tree is taken down and we have pine needles everywhere. That being said, the best vacuum I have ever had, bang for the buck, is the Shark brand. Shark makes a really, really good vacuum. Shark. And I got a little tiny Shark for remember my studio apartment in Chicago?
Yeah.
So I got a little tiny Shark vacuum for that. And that thing was a workhorse. And I had that for 15 years before. I think I just essentially got rid of it because we got a bigger house and I was like, I need a bigger vacuum that's got, like, my Dyson has a self-driving feature on it. So like, you know,
a lawnmower?
it's like a lawnmower, right? And so those are the things
That's nice.
Yeah, right. But Shark makes one that when we talked to Consumer Reports, they said is really great for animal hair.
Okay.
And so one of the things you got to get used to is every now and then, like at least once every 6 months, just turning that vacuum on its side and looking at how your little bristle, like your little roller looks. Because if it's full of like cat hair, you just got to go through, essentially you got to go through with your fingers and just pick it out. Otherwise, you're just rolling that stuff into there, right? Have you ever sucked up a string and you had to cut it out of the roller and stuff like that?
Yep.
But
Well, I guess not on the vacuum I have right now, because that thing could fucking probably take a garden hose.
right, yeah.
Totally fine.
Yeah. One of the things I liked about the Shark brand was it was so incredibly like reasonable cost wise. And back in the day at Bed Bath & Beyond, you could walk in there and throw that $20 coupon or 20% off coupon on there.
What of what we're talking about do you think is available at Menards?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who their allegiance is when it comes to why. Do you have some coupons?
Well, no, not at the moment, but I've been finding that more and more of the things that I routinely buy are all available at Menards. and I should probably start the coupon game because like I buy cat food and cat litter in bulk, and I've just been getting it on jeffbezos.com and having it sent to my house, and it's already cheaper at Menards, and there's the rebate on top of it, and so I'm trying to bring more and more of my business there just because it has that. And I like Menards. I like going into Menards. It's very rare that I feel that way about some big retail space. But Menards, I could go there every single day, even not buy something, just be like, oh, that's right, they have these, and maybe I'll get one of those one day.
It's funny, you're the second person this week who has talked about Menards outside of 2x4s. This person saying like their grocery selection is actually pretty good.
Yeah. It's getting really fucking good, especially for all just like the staples. You know, there's no deli there. You know, there's no produce necessarily, but everything that comes in a package, including toiletries, like toiletries alone, you're going to be getting, 11% off back on those.
Be like, where'd you get all that Dinty Moore beef stew? Menards. That's where I got. Every now and then I find Menards has products that you don't find like in our grocery stores too, because they're like a Kroger specific, and you're like, oh, interesting. Look at that. I don't know. Like, it's worth a look over there, but I wouldn't close my give Lowe's a try as well, right? Like, just look for it. But that Shark brand is really, really good. Don't get swindled by something where like, hey, it's a vacuum, but it also has a steam cleaning feature. Those things are the things that just ruin, like you don't need it. You'll never use that enough to justify it, and usually that's where things go wrong.
I tried to write Menards and I wrote Menarfs.
We should open up a place called Menarfs.
Menarfs. All right, I'm looking at vacuums at Menards, upright vacuums, right? Or canister vacuums.
I would go with upright vacuums. Because you never know what they're going to show you.
Hoover, Dirt Devil, Hoover, Dirt Devil.
These are the most like 1950s brands.
Bissell.
Uh-huh.
Dirt Devil, Bissell.
No, I'm telling you. Seek out the Shark. Do you want me to tell you what's at Lowe's? I'll look up Lowe's.com.
Seek out the Shark. Well, you know what? I'm going to go back and look at canister vacuums now instead of uprights. Because maybe I will find Bissell.
Yeah.
Atrix, Vortex Red Bagless HEPA canister vacuum, ultrafine vacuums.
Oh my.
I'm not seeing any of the brands that you listed so far. Atrix looks like an old Ruby iMac.
Vacuum cleaners. Oh, Lowe's carries Shark.
These are backpack vacuums. Atrix Jet Red HEPA backpack vacuum. Lowe's carries Shark.
Lowe's, listen to this. The Shark Navigator Lift-Away Professional Bagless Pet Upright Vacuum with HEPA filter. 4.5 out of 5 stars, 504 votes. Made for pet hair, multi-surface. The HEPA filter is in there. Right now it is $40 off. And so, but that sale ends on February 26th, so you're gonna have to make a choice soon. They also have a pay your way. Its color is silver. Does color matter to you?
Actually, I mean, I would prefer silver. I'd prefer chrome over ruby red.
Would you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The hose length is 5 feet. Look at them bragging about that. It's lightweight.
Okay, Shark. I see they've got Dyson as well. Kenmore Craftsman. They also carry Bissell. But so you're saying Shark is really where you think I should be going?
I think for you, Shark is great. I think they make a high quality vacuum, and it will be lower in price than
the Shark Navigator.
It'll be cheaper than any of the Dyson vacuums. And if you were saying like I'm a professional home cleaner and I'm using this vacuum for 6 hours every single day, I'd say Dyson all the way. But for what you're doing, I think a Shark would be perfect.
I'm not seeing attachments coming with this, though. That's the thing. Like, I want attachments.
It's got a hose, so it must have attachments.
Lift away, press a button. Air-driven pet brush. Okay, so there is a pet brush attachment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like here, it even shows you can take it off of its little feet and, take it around. It's got attachments.
Doesn't that make it a canister and not an upright?
No.
Lift away. Oh, okay.
Look, there's even a picture of it sucking up what looks like a dog that they must have killed in the back of a car. And
this lady is very attractive, and if it's good enough for her, it's good enough for me.
She is attractive.
I need to find out though if these attachments are like, hey, you can also get these, but they don't come with
They
it.
come. Listen, I hate to be the person who mansplains this to you.
Go for it.
They're not selling these as separate items. These are all in the box. I guarantee you that they are all in the box.
Anti-allergen complete seal technology plus a HEPA filter. Okay, powerful, lightweight, portable, versatile. Brush roll shut off. Swivel steering, 5-year limited warranty. I'm not seeing anything about fucking attachments other than the pet brush.
Because
Features.
it's like saying, does this car come with cup holders? It does. This is just the way. I know you've never had to buy this.
Bare floor nozzle included. Brush roll on off, yes. Brush tool set, no. Built-in attachment storage, no.
Crevice tool included.
I'm glad
yes.
it lets me know it has a carry handle.
Yeah,
Carry
it
handle,
does.
yes. Charge indicator light, no. No fucking charge indicator light. Clean and dirty water tanks.
Because you're not charging it. It's got a cord on it. This is not a like cordless vacuum.
Okay, crevice tool included, yes.
Edge cleaner included, yes.
Now it says cyclonic action single. Does that mean I could get double cyclonic action?
Number of wands, yes, 1. Portable charging stand, no, because it's not a removable battery situation.
Okay, it says I can use this on every floor that I've got.
Oh,
And
now hear this thing.
It has headlights.
There is a thing that says self-propelled, no. So it does not have that driving feature. Tangle-free brush roll, yes.
How is this not self-emptying?
Washable filter, yes. That's a good piece in there as well.
Today's episode, we're just reading Lowe's.com.
I mean, there's a world where we would have so many more subscribers if we just read things.
This
just like
maybe
that.
should be a hint that AI will never replace us because no one
That's
will be
a
like,
good-
hey, AI, could you waste my time for an hour?
And I'd be like, I don't think that you want us to. I don't think you want that as an episode. We're actually gonna say no. We're gonna. ChatGPT says no. Sorry, we just don't need that. That's going to wrap it up for today's show. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help us continue to produce new episodes each week, visit jjmeetsworld.com, where you can donate to our Patreon, pick up some swag at the merch shop, or follow our link to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. You can also follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all the sites the cool kids are using these days. JJ Meets World is produced every week by Tucker Lucas. You can find out more about Tucker's work by visiting moonbasemaria.com. If you want to get in touch with your host with the most, check out linebenders.com, where you can find direct contact info for JJ or booking information. You ever put your penis into the... Take two on that one. How many diehard Christians wouldn't use a dirt devil because the word devil's in it?